All right, all right, all right. We are back. How back? We are pretty damn back. I got Jay from Play Solana, and let me tell y'all, I spent the week at a celery in New York City, and I saw Jay straight up hustling. And I don't know if he got inspiration from Toli on the way Toli sells the secret mobile phone, but I think we might have competition here with the number one video game console salesman of the year, and that's Jay. How are you feeling? How's the Accelerate? Like, how do you feel now that you're back home? Are you sad that Accelerate is over? Are you ready to build more? Tell me, what are you feeling, man?
Mixed feelings for sure. The comparison to Tolly, I appreciate that, but I don't think I can beat the Solana salesman, phone salesman. But I'll try my best. Uh, a bit sad that Accelerate is over because obviously the vibes were great there. I think we saw so many teams hustling for their products on Solana. We saw so many talks about different verticals that Solana is pushing right now. I think if you are on the Solana ecosystem, you should be bullish too. Best place to be for sure. But at the same time, also really happy that I'm back home in my setup and ready to deliver, ready to keep building.
What was it this past week, man? Like you saw so many products. You guys have a product, and I think like building something what you guys are building is freaking insane, right? Like a lot of people could tell you, man, you're absolutely crazy for trying to build a console product right now in Web3. But after this past week, I mean, I feel that you are now, for me, at the forefront of cutting edge technology and at the forefront of some of the coolest possible game console that no one has tried yet in a way that brings nostalgia feeling that anybody could understand what Play Solana is, but even go further of integrating Web3. How is that now for you guys in your team as you all come home and talking on the way home of like, man, this is it, guys.
Yeah, we right at the beginning, like everyone, including Tolly, told us like you are absolutely crazy to do this. Um, we just kept building and iterating the device. We had many prototypes where we were just trying how the buttons feel, the placement for the joysticks, all of that. Then obviously we iterate from the number one version, which was a little thicker and looked more retro than what we have now. The PSU1 version that we presented lately, and we said to the people like this is the final version or the closest to the final version that you will see, which is a lot sleek than the original design. And I think everyone got like absolutely crazy about how the device feels, how it looks, and yeah, we were absolutely happy, overwhelmed with the amount of positive feedback that we received from the community. Was insane.
Yeah, and I think like you guys have mastered something that like you guys are putting on a workshop right now on the importance of partnerships within the ecosystem. I think the Bonk announcement, the Jupiter announcement. I think that you guys have several more announcements coming. What are your thoughts right now with the way you guys are looking at partnerships? Very much focused in Web3, but is there a possibility of focusing outside of Web3 as well, or even venturing out? We've seen you guys do the meme coins with and culture coins, as we would say with the Bonk, right? But then also with Jupiter coming in with Jupiter, but then also bringing integrating Web3 games. What can be the next steps that you guys are very much looking at from a product standpoint?
Yeah, just touching back on what you said about nostalgia, we feel that like back in the day when we were introduced into gaming, like obviously we had the consoles that you connect to the TV, but then you had the Game Boys, and that like uh, foster the way that we interact with mobile devices. And I think our device is the perfect entry point for anyone joining Web3, because you kind of feel how you should play with it. And at the same time, we bring obviously the gaming component to Web3. And I think we nailed it. PSG1 is a powerful device, touchscreen, hardware wallet integrated. Is the perfect device to join Web3, and that's how we plan to onboard the masses. Answering your question about IPs and how we partner, obviously we see the strongest brands trying to join the Play Solana ecosystem. With Jupiter was more about celebrating exclusive wallet partnership where Jupiter Mobile will power the PSG1. So when we tease them this announcement collaboration, like we can do this case, we don't really need to put it out. We can just like try to entice it as the partner wallet. And then the entire team was like, guys, if you don't drop this, like we will be really sad. I think our community will love it. And the response from their community was absolutely crazy. We nearly sold out the 500 devices from Jupiter. Obviously, there at Accelerate, there was like these two massive queues during the first day where we were there just getting people to pre-order. At some point, my voice went out. I still didn't recover because I was just explaining to new people, like people that even didn't know about the PSG1. I was so surprised that so many people said I never heard of it. I was like, how? Are you on X at all? Like, I think at this point everyone heard about it, but apparently not so much. So it was really cool to see people coming over. And one thing that we said to each other was like, all these people that are pre-ordering, they are doing it because they love the device, they love how it feels, they love how it looks, not because of airdrops and stuff like that that we will have as well, but they will enjoy from that. But the fact that they were just pre-ordering because of the quality of the device was the best feedback we could get. And then Bonk was obviously a main one for us, a one that made most sense because Bonk was here since the beginning. The community there is great, and we want to support them, and they want to support us. Some of the PSG ones that are sold with the Bonk looks the way the Bonk device. Some of that we will donate for Bonk for Paws, which is the initiative by Bonk to support dog shelters and stuff like that. So yeah, about other IPs, there is conversations going with Web2 IPs. Yes, people that
Yeah.
want to enter the Web3 space.
You mentioned like the line at Accelerate. I definitely saw it, so I could definitely vouch and everything. What do you think was the aha moment when you were explaining to people that have never heard of Play Solana? Is it that you were able to relate to them and say, think about your nostalgic Game Boy, but think about your hardware, think about your NFTs, think about gaming, think about all of this all in one, just one device that has it all? What was the aha moment for them to be like, oh my god, I get this, oh my god, I understand this? Like, what feature is it that really sells what you were saying to them for those that never heard of this or not even part of gaming?
So I think the entire device was the haha moment because so many people were like, okay, but is it a touchscreen? And I say, yeah. Okay, and then so we had a video demo going there because we let some people try the device in the first few hours, but they were like so crazy touching it, like almost they want to break it. They want to do everything so quickly, go through different apps so fast that we said maybe we just demo everything that we have so far right now pre-installed, like Aurori, Mixmov, Migos, which is a really cool game that everyone loved to see there, and then the wallet. And so you can trade on it. Yeah. So it's touchscreen. Yes. So what is this on the back? Is this a fingerprint so you can sign transactions? Yes. So you have a wallet as well? Yeah. Hardware wallet as well? Yeah. Oh shit. how much is it? And we are like, we are running a promotion during Accelerate, 289 versus online, it's 349. They're like, okay, I get it. I want one. How do I pre-order? And yeah, some people already knew was a gaming console, and then they came over and they were like, "So this is touch screen as well?" Yeah. And then they see the Jupiter mobile running, and they were like, "So I can trade on this as well?" Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I need to get it. I need to get it. And it was just like, I think in general, people like, they feel the device and they were like, "This is so cool." Like the way you guys produced it, like looks amazing. Yeah, for us, obviously we saw the product since the inception until now. We kept receiving prototypes, testing it until we want to make it perfect. Even the first prototype for us was like, oh, this is amazing. But then we were like, oh, maybe the buttons shouldn't be here, should be a bit higher. Joysticks should be here. All the fingerprint maybe on the top doesn't make sense. Maybe here because you can play it and at the same time you can use this middle finger to just sign a transaction or the other finger. And yeah, for us was not that jaw dropping because we've seen it. But for everyone that didn't see it and didn't believe that we could achieve it, was like amazing. There was loads of people coming over said, I didn't believe you guys. I couldn't believe you could turn out the device this quick. So yeah, big fans. I think we turned some people that didn't really believe in us back in the beginning into absolutely fans, and that's crazy.
I want to highlight something that you actually haven't mentioned at all. And having a Steam Deck, having a Game Boy, having a Nintendo Switch, is playing on them for hours. They are heavy consoles, right? Like they are heavy. After a while, you do get tired. One of the things that I when I grabbed it, when you showed it to me, and I was like playing with it, the first thing I said to you is like, "Holy crap, this is lightweight! Like this could you could actually like for long trips and or just for the type of player you are, like man, you could really not have to like pause, let's just say, or stop at any time because it's never going to get too tired of holding it, right? I feel like as a lot of devices nowadays, they are getting bulkier because of the technology and they are getting heavier. And I think like that is just one thing that you guys, how lightweight it is a huge difference because again, carrying devices and having the right proper storage and all this stuff, man, it starts playing like you start going deep diving into a different segment of the device and its world. How did you guys get to this being so lightweight with all these features? Like you just mentioned how people said they didn't believe you. I mean, how did you even believe in what you were going to put together, right? Like the amount of engineer and work and software development, all the stuff that has to come to this. And I'll put the icing on it as like you guys are integrating other games into this. And so for them to integrate into games, the steps they need to do or the steps you need to do to be able to bring into the games is just another aspect that like this is how well thought of a device that you guys have put together.
So at first, the PSG1 wasn't that powerful. Like we obviously took a lot of care into getting the right components so it could run different Web3 games, especially games like Aurora, which is really powerful. Then we bumped all the specs. We got a lot of FUD in the beginning because we didn't really disclose the specs that we were gonna have in the device, but one thing we kept in mind is we want to deliver the best device possible for this price point and make sure it runs top games on Solana. So that's what we did for like 4 months, let's say. Then we have the internal know-how in terms of firmware, hardware, and software. Everyone on our team is specialized in something that we need to achieve this. Then when we noticed that even the screen was not big enough or the CPU was not powerful enough, we bumped all the specs up. Obviously, it costs us a bit more, but it's the end user that will have the ultimate benefit. And I think this is our strongness is we are looking into what users want and not really at profit margins here.
And in that way, we knew that we were gonna win. Also, don't um, uh, don't think that the PSG1 isn't a powerful device. Everyone that saw it at Accelerate, if you didn't, everyone that saw it there saw how powerful it is, and it's actually powerful than a Nintendo Switch. So I just want to
Yeah.
leave that clear.
Yeah, I mean that's a mic drop there. What's the current way to partners or games that are in Web3 that do want to reach out to PSG1? What's the onboarding process like? Is it from an SDK or something like that? How easy is it? Like, and I think this is like why you've kind of very much looked at making the console device more powerful and everything. But talk to us in the process of like, hey, why should anybody that's watching or anybody that is watching that is part of a community of a Web3 game should tell them, hey, you need to go send a DM to Jay because this is a mass way of getting to new users.
Yeah, you can either DM me or the main Play Solana account. But we develop our own SDK, so you can go at developers.playsolana.com and just adapt to the PSG1 directly. Takes a few clicks, I would say. Please, dev team, don't kill me. But I think it's a few clicks. I think in 10 minutes you can port the game to the PSG1 adapted. And then you can reach out to us. Obviously, we start a group, we test the game ourselves, we see how good it is in terms of adaptation for the PSG1. Right now we already have many teams doing exactly this, and during the upcoming months we will have even more. Obviously, when we drop the device, we will have some pre-installed games, as many as we can, the best one we can. um, yeah, but I think in the end is reach out to us. Can also DM info@playsolana.com, and someone from our technical team will be in contact.
You mentioned a little bit about early testers already trying the game. What's been right now with early testers the feedback? What are you already hearing from them? Is there things right now already on the table from them that, hey, is it for if it's the PSG1 or the PSG2? If the PSG2 is yet in production, but yet like, hey, how we're thinking about what the feedback currently is in the way to improve this. What's been a feedback now that you guys are very much like, wow, we could quickly iterate or change this really fast or easily because of where the tech is?
So we have one idea of doing it just with one joystick. We had games that wanted to integrate with us, but basically use touchscreen. Uh, and yeah, our goal is to the games to be fully adapted to the PS1. So joysticks and buttons, and also touchscreen on top. So both things working. And yeah, that's the main feedback we had. Like, um, we also were in a stage back in the beginning where are we making this a touchscreen? And yeah, obviously we decided to go with a touchscreen for trading purposes. We will have trading apps there. Also to mess with the wallet is good to have touchscreen, but I think for the fully gaming experience, you need a console like this, especially in Web3, to disconnect people for the. Otherwise, you'll just play it on your phone, right? And people don't use phones to play games anymore. Like most people say, "Oh yeah, I have this game, but I never play it." So why this is why we built the PSG1. We feel that like fully immersing people in the gaming experience through the PSG1 is the right way to do it for the games, for the game studios that are in developing games, for the user itself, so you don't get any distraction from X alerts and stuff like that. So yeah, we went through different iterations, either for our team, like trying the games and stuff like that. We even gave feedback to games, like you should do this button right here shouldn't be doing this, should be doing that. So it's a process, and it's being very manual right now. And as we get more feedback, it will be more automatic, either for games and us.
Yeah, no, I think like it's really cool to hear that like, hey, these are little things that already are part of the discussions. And I think like even games, there's a big issue right now with Web3 games and distribution, right? And I think there's a big understanding the audience and everything like that. And I'll go one step further. There's a lot of people in the space that don't want to download a game through a link. And I think that being able to be on a device like this now gives you the ability to say, hey, well, port it right into the game, into your Play Solana, and try it from there rather than trying to put this on your cell phone where you have all sensitive information and, or download, if you're scared of downloading links, as most people are in Web3. I think that solve right there as well gives you guys an added benefit or an edge to say, hey, you need to partner with Play Solana right now. We have this library of games and are just keep expanding as more people find out, as more people look to bring their games to market. This is a go-to-market strategy that almost a lot of Web3 games should now start looking at and saying, hey, like, let's get in Jay's DMs. Let's figure out how this SDK works. If it's 10 minutes or more, like, let's figure this out because this could be, again, a very easily way. Will their event, like, is it free right now for games to be on Play Solana, or will there be a cost? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so right now, like one of the first questions we get asked in the community, because obviously if you purchase a PSU1, you can enter our community. You have your own PSU1 Genesis token, and then you can get on the chats and throw stuff at me all the time. That's basically what's happening. And people, the biggest questions were what games are going to be available. So for us was a run to the best games in the ecosystem already to partner with us. Obviously, as we show more of the device, as we do these IRL activations, more and more people come towards us. We have, I don't know, 20 different game developers around our stand. Like, I want to be on this. I want to adapt whatever it costs. If I need to build a game on another engine, if I need to change it, if I need to do whatever, I want to get on it. So I believe as we progress, more and more games will be on there, and we wanted to make it free for the best games to be on our device. As we go forward, uh, the strategy might change just because we want to obviously make the barrier a bit higher in terms of like not any game could be there pre-installed and stuff like that, because I think the ultimate person to benefit here is the user, right? The best amount of devices, the games that can be there with the best quality should be our priority.
Yeah, no, totally. I agree. I mean, completely. I think, first is, and you said this before as well, of like the profit margins, right? They might not be there for this go around, and I think that's just exactly it. When you're bringing the product to market right now, it's try to get the product to market first in the sense of feedback and then product market fit. And I think, hey, you already found the product market fit with the amount of consoles being sold and everything you guys are doing. Go to market strategy. Talk to us a little bit about this, right? I mean, I think that, we understand different markets, LATAM, Southeast Asia. We understand the cost that it is for a LATAM market to want to purchase this, Asia market, American market. We understand even shipping and the distribution. Are you guys solely focused right now in one specific market, or are you guys doing worldwide shipping? And what's the process right now for that go to market strategy?
So right now we have like first world countries pre-ordering the device. So we
Mhm.
didn't spend almost any uh, money on marketing. We didn't hire people to market our product for us. It was basically through Twitter, which is amazing. I'm really proud of that. But going forward, we definitely want to go into bigger markets. Um, and yeah, the strategies there is like um, obviously gamers in Web 2 that are curious about the Web 3 play to earn model. um, gamers in Web2 that are curious about crypto, and in general, people just that want to get into Web3. We have a lot of big untapped markets, and we are going to come for them.
Yeah, no, I think like the approach makes a lot of sense, and I think as things expand and maybe as more the market fit, you're able to also figure out costs and then be able to hit other different markets as well within the space. Let's quickly now jump into, man. Play Solana has, first of all, some awesome partnerships that we've been talking and teasing about, but we haven't actually showcased them, right? And so I wanted to kind of go into some of the actual skins that there is. So you have, the dragons, the BR1, the Giga, Weef, you got Epic, you got Monkey DAO, Ready, FXN, of course, Jupiter, and Bonk. I mean, these are really, really cool titles. These are really, really cool.
I don't know if it's just for me, but I cannot see anything on the screen.
Oh,
maybe just for me.
Okay. Let me see if I could bring it back. Oh yeah, the screen did go black.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. All right, there we go. We're here.
Yeah.
We're live. We're back. Look, I think you guys have had some really cool skins and everything. BR1, we mentioned Weave, Monkey DAO, Ready, FXN, Jupiter, Bonk. I mean, like, these are awesome skins and everything. These are just skins, correct? Or are these going to be preloaded with each one will have its own game? Talk to us a little bit about that, because I'd like to talk about the flagship game you guys have that you guys mentioned will be right now on every single one of these devices.
So yeah, all devices will have the same pre-installed games, at least the first 5,000 that we will ship. None of them have anything different in terms of software. Inside, they all have a hardware wallet built in. The only thing that changes is the color of the device. Just like your Game Boy Color back in the day, you had the red, the purple, the blue, the yellow, the green. We decided to do the same approach. We wanted to get these exact partners for different colors. So the green one, we really wanted to do it with Monkey DAO, which turned out absolutely crazy. I think it's my favorite. Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah, the Monkey DAO definitely slaps, man. This is like, I feel like when I get this one, man, I might have to do a stream in a monkey suit playing with this PSG one.
Yeah, I love it. Then the red one we left for Bravo Ready because they are also a gaming studio on Solana and they are developing some cool games that we want to pre-install on the device. The yellow one we wanted to keep it to Bonk. We hold that off for quite a long time, and the reason for that was because obviously they are announcing their own game with Bravo Ready Studio. So
yeah, man. Look, I think these are really, really cool, and I love the aspect that you just brought in of, hey, you guys have thought about even way Game Boy had their own colors, and you guys had your own colors and your select colors as well. Talk to us now a little bit about like the game itself, right? I think you mentioned that there's going to be a flagship game here. What is the flagship? Oh man, look at that on screen here. That is so sick. Oh man, dude, like the amount of FOMO that I'm getting right now for not having one is unreal.
this will load like this.
Yeah, man, that is so sick. Damn, guys, man, dude, where is the distribution office, man, so that I could quickly buy my flight and pick mine up right now.
We are still checking how we're gonna ship the devices, obviously because of the tariffs. But
hey, man,
you know, I
give me
got
the
you.
address and I'll fly there and pick it up myself.
Let's go.
Um,
LDN.
Hey man, look, I think these are cool, but let's talk a little bit about the game, right? You have a flagship game on Play Solana. Tell us about what the game is and like what it will be able to be. It will be pre-installed on every single one, and talk to us just a little bit about, is it one season of the game, or is there going to be more to the game itself?
So yeah, the game was actually the first thing that came to my mind as so you know how everyone on Solana keeps telling that, oh, someone should tell the story of Solana, someone should do a comic, someone should write a book, someone should pin on the chart everything that happens on Solana, like all the time, like when the FTX crash happened, where that guy from Balloonsville rugged a few projects. When people change from Digitalize to Solanart or from Solanart to Magic Eden, when Bonk launched, when DGods decided to bridge out of Solana, all these different things that really traumatized, either on a good way or a bad way, the Solana community. I had this idea of doing a Pokemon style game telling the entire story of Solana. So since inception, since
That is sick.
totally the white paper, all of this. So we designed Play Solana Origins, which is the story of Solana. And it's basically you with your character. Your character can either be a player one NFT or a player two NFT that we will launch soon. And this player goes around in the map and he completes quests. He has his own phone. And in his phone, he keeps different items that he collects, including the Solana white paper. He goes around. And yeah, as soon as he collects different stuff, you will unlock different levels. He can go around Solana Beach. He starts in the Solana office where they have their validator room, and he needs to do a bunch of quests there. And yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it anymore. Just grab a Play Solana, a PSG1. You will be able to play the game on desktop for like 1 or 2 levels. I don't know exactly how much, but yeah, I think it's a really cool culture thing. Either if you were here during Solana first days, like back when I joined, before we run up to the $250 in 2021 or 2022, and then after, if you join now and you want to learn about Solana and all these different things that happened back in the day, definitely get a PSU1, try the game, play, earn some tokens, perform some quests, and yeah, immerse yourself in the culture.
Yeah, you just hit something that I love. Maybe if you could take 30 seconds to give us the ability to jump in right now into PSG1. You're able to order it now, but there's actually a community behind Play Solana because you guys had a Genesis Mint collection. There's some validators and everything. For those that are here as a metagamer, there's an opportunity. For those that are here as a gamer, there's an opportunity. If you are looking to get involved, talk to us about what that like timeline and trajectory is. If they are looking to become just an investor, they want to pick up an NFT or a valid. Like, talk to us a little bit about that process and timeline.
So yeah, player one was our first asset. We decided to start the collection because obviously we have a lot of momentum going, and we knew we needed this early community because the device will still take a while to produce and ship, which was quite fast for us. Everything, the turnaround for everything we did was super fast. This is because the team works probably 12 hours a day, every single day, even Sundays, Fridays, Saturdays, whatever you name it, we are there. So we launched the Player One collection, and we decided to allocate a percentage of our tokens to these holders. So these holders are like our first investors, were the people that believed in us back in the day, and we feel we need to reward them accordingly. So player one is our first tier of community. You have your own Discord chat. People are there every single day. I go there every single day. Most of the founders chat there every single day. Developers, designers, everyone that contributes to the community is really a tight niche. Then you have PSG1 holders, the people that pre-order the PSG1, and they will have an allocation for our token as well. And then recently we felt that like player one got to a point that people don't really want to buy the NFT because it went up so much, and everyone in the community don't want to sell. Like people don't want to sell the NFT. Obviously, they have tokens allocated, they have their own space in the community. So we came up, obviously, because the people from the PSG1 chat they want an NFT. So we came up with Player 2, which was our idea back in the day to increase the community, make it easier to entry, especially for the PSG1 pre-orders. And you also have your own in-game character for the Play Solana Origins game. So by purchasing a Player 2, you will have similar benefits to the Player 1, not exactly the same. But you will have an in-game character and you can be part of our community as well. What we did for player 2, I think it will shock a lot of people. I cannot say why. Just now.
So the alpha is I'm gonna go right now on Magic Eden, pick myself one up, even to be part of the OG collection because there's something massive coming. Jay, man, I appreciate you coming on and really giving us some of the insights, the roadmap, some of what Accelerate was. I think that you guys are now in the next iteration of your production, and that's now looking at distribution and possibly when will this be coming. Are you able to share anything of like Q3, Q4? Like, when do you think full shipping will be going out for a lot of the devices? Is it going to be first the original, the purple one going out, or all of them are going to be going out at the same time? Is there like a staging to it? Anything you could share to those that are looking to get themselves involved?
So right now we look to ship all the devices at the same time. And the original plan was end of Q2. Because we bumped the specs of the device and we did some iteration on the buttons and stuff like that, we are looking at the beginning of Q3.
Okay, so like literally right around the corner then. I mean,
Yes.
like you might want to go hit the pre-order button now and get involved. Look, before we kind of start coming up to the 35-minute marker here, I want to ask you a couple last questions. You mentioned the Monkey DAO being your favorite skin. What has been the favorite game so far to play on Play Solana?
Not gonna lie, surprisingly enough, one of our favorite games has been the Migos game.
The Migos game, dude. I
Yeah.
think the Migos game definitely, because of the nostalgia, and then because of like it being such a easy game to understand. I think that being on the device probably is as an easy no brainer on why it probably could be a lot of favorites. Let me ask you another question. Actually, now that popped into my head, will there be able to be multiplayer? Will it Wi-Fi connect and like you're able to join lobbies and stuff like that, or is that still not part of the this iteration of this PSG1?
So there's different games that probably people can play online together. Right now, we didn't pre-install any game like that, so that's something that we are still testing and looking at.
Okay. Yeah, no, I figured I kind of just look, Web3 gaming, lots of games are coming to market. Lots of games are also closing doors. It's part of that cycle of gaming. I think that you guys are very much an advantage here to be able to be at a part in the cycle or a part in a development cycle that, hey man, like bring us just the games and we'll keep shipping, we'll keep distributing. But what's one feature you think internally you're very much like excited for, constantly sharing within the team and saying like this is the success metric? It could be sales, but it could also be, hey, the more sales, the lower the cost because more in distribution. Any feature internally that you guys are very much like keeping your eye on and high-fiving the team for the success?
The feature right now, obviously, the Play Solana SDK that devs keep bugging us about. Like, I wanna port to the PSG1. I wanna be pre-installed there. And for us, it's like make the device as fun as possible, so people actually love to play on it. And that's what we keep talking about. And if you are a developer or a gaming studio, keep an eye out on our account because there's some exciting stuff coming.
Last question before we head off. If there's one game that you have on, what's the one game that you have on that internal partnership that you want to get on the PSG1? Is there one game that you're like very much like, you know, looking forward to, or hoping that to get the partnerships going, or this is the message that we could send to that one game where all of us in the chat say tag them and start telling them they need to get into Play Solana?
Yeah, so obviously Aurori, we are already in talks with the team. We want to have them fully ported to the PSG1. There's other games that I cannot mention. But yeah, obviously the bonk game.
What would be a Web 2 game then? Is there any Web 2 game that you wish you could bring back to life?
There's some people with Web2 IPs that are very interested in what we are building. I'm just gonna say that. I cannot. I can't.
The alpha is.
We make another one.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do this again. Hey Jay, you mentioned we Gaming on Solana has a special access code for those that are watching. I see that we got 1,100 viewers, so definitely want to give them a special access code. Gaming on Solana is the code, correct? Or is it Solana Gaming? I already forgot.
Let me check our chat. Where is this? Is Solana Gaming.
Solana Gaming. So head over to the checkout, put Solana Gaming. You're gonna get a special discount. For those that are watching, those that are listening, we're gonna drop this into the Discord. We got some really cool ideas or advice to give into the Discord on how to get involved with Play Solana. Jay, appreciate your time. I know that you just got back from Accelerate. I know that you probably need to go get some rest and get some sleep after that long week of being a salesperson on the floor, showcasing everything that you guys are building. And your watch or your phone is probably telling you, how the hell did you get so many steps in last week? And now all of a sudden you've been sitting in front of a computer for the past hours. Your body must be in shock.
Yeah, absolutely in shock. I love the feeling of having to introduce the product to so many people, having them convert into actual sales. It was definitely overwhelming experience. My knees were hurting from standing so much time, but was definitely worth it. I think the thing that I wanted to see the most was like the impact and the reaction of people to the device, and it was absolutely love it.
What's the next event you guys will be at?
So because of Accelerate, we got invited to a ton of events to be there showcasing the device, but we will definitely be at Abu Dhabi Breakpoint. So get your tickets, join us. We probably take some people from the community with us there, totally for free, if you hold a player one. So there's a lot of plans we have to do until
you're
Abu
taking me,
Dhabi.
right, Jay? Right, you're taking me, right?
Yeah, of course, always.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
We got the same real name,
recorded
so
here
I
just
wanna
in case.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll definitely take you out for dinner.
Hey man, dinner,
We
Abu
miss it.
Dhabi, whatever, man. Hey, look, don't tempt me with a good time.
Let's go.
Hey, Jay, man, really appreciate you coming on. Love that you were able to talk about what you were building. I think that everybody's very much excited for what you're building. We're all here to support you. We're all here to try to create more connections. We're all here to really see this come to light, because I think, like, we are getting closer and closer to seeing the light at the end of the tunnel for what you're building. And it's just exhilarating to be not only a fan, but a community member and also a partner of yours to be able to say, man, we are at the forefront of cutting edge technology. It's on Solana, only on Solana. We're seeing Solana have a lot of success. Accelerate showed us one thing, that doubling down on Solana during everybody else, while everybody else was, bearish on it, proved to us that the decision to be here is why we're all having success now. Because look where we are, look where Solana's having. It's talking to VCs, institutions. It's talking to gaming. Gaming is having its run as well. So Jay, very much excited for the next chapter and very much excited to get my copy of the PSG1. Last message, where do we find you, Jay? How do we make sure we send you the DM? And Play Solana, it's playsolana.com. Head over to the device and make sure you put the Solana Gaming one word.
Yes, sir. Once again, I told you this in New York. I'm going to tell you again, you are a great host. I think you get a great energy, hype people up about whatever you decide to build, but I think you are the perfect guy for gaming. Thank you so much for pushing gaming forward. To find me, I'm a simple guy, OXG NFTs on Twitter. Follow Play Solana first. That's where all the excitement is. I'm just another guy on Twitter, happy to support Solana Gaming and play Solana and take this industry further.
Yeah, and if you have kids, I see somebody in the chat saying, if get this for your kids. Just so you know, I, Jay, have to make sure I buy 3 of these, because every time I come home with anything, I came home from Accelerate with like a bunch of like gifts and merch. I could tell you right now, the only merch that I still have right now to my name is the clothes, because they couldn't steal that, but they stole everything. They took my plushies. They took like everything that I've gotten for free. Stickers, all the stickers are gone. Everything. I don't have anything. So I will make sure I order 3 of these, because one is for me, one is for each kid, and they can leave me alone. They won't steal it. So hey, these are the type of things that you have to make sure you think ahead as a father and with kids. Jay, appreciate you coming on. Appreciate the kind words. And we're going to run it back once it's live. And we'll probably do this in Abu Dhabi at the steak dinner. We're going to be playing gaming at steak dinner in Abu Dhabi with Jay, one-on-one. We'll do a tournament. And whoever wins, maybe we give away something free.
Let's go. Excited.
Jay,
thank you so much.
Out. Thank you again for coming on.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.